Today I'm going to show you some of the basics of iMovie and how to create a really cool video in a short amount of time. I'm going to focus on the basics first. So if you're a complete beginner to iMovie, this will be a great tutorial for you. If you've dabbled with iMovie before, this may seem a little too basic. So I'm going to start by going to my applications. I already have iMovie downloaded in my applications. It's that purple star icon, so I'll click on it and open it up. And you can also use your magnifying glass, your search magnifying glass in the top right hand corner of your screen if for some reason you can't find the iMovie icon in your applications. Now I'm going to go ahead and create a new project. So I'm in the projects tab already. I'm going to hit the plus sign to create a new one. And iMovie has a really cool feature called trailers, which actually lets you combine pictures and different elements, video and text to create a movie style trailer. It's kind of a fast-paced short video, and it's all template based, which means you just kind of plug in your content and it already has something created for you. And that's fun, but I actually would prefer to focus on the movie selection today because it gives you a little bit more creative control. So I selected movie. And let me just adjust my screen just a tad. Okay, so that now you can see most everything. Okay, so this is what the basic iMovie looks like when you open a new movie. This is kind of your workspace. You've got your preview window right here. This is where you're actually going to put all of your elements to create your movie, and then you're going to use this little space right here. You'll see in a moment when you're trying to find different transitions or different audio or slide backgrounds and that kind of thing. So the first thing I like to do is name my movie, because otherwise you're going to have a lot of my movies if you forget to rename. So I always go back in, I hit my projects tab, and it automatically asks me to save. So today we're doing kind of a test video. I'm just going to call it About Me. That'll be my practice topic today. Okay, so it brings you back to the page, the home screen. I can reopen About Me. Now I've got my About Me video project created, so I can start adding elements in it. So you have a couple different options here. Let me expand my screen here so you can see some more options. Okay, so if I prefer to create videos from scratch, not necessarily using the themes that are available in iMovie, but if you want to use if you're in a hurry, you want your video to look really cute, but you don't have a lot of time to put into it, you can always go to the theme chooser, which is under Window. And the theme chooser will actually let you pick various themes with, they've already got fonts and different graphic elements that they've put together to make it a little bit easy for you. And if you hover, it gives you the option to preview what the themes look like. So there's lots of different options. Just kind of a quick way to create a video. Good if for the novice who wants to still have a really polished video. I prefer to create from scratch, so I'm going to stick with the no theme today. And if you do pick a theme, it does give you the option to add things that are outside of the theme if you decide that you don't like a particular transition or you want to add something in that's not included. But I just want complete creative control today. So the first thing I want to show you is up here is your menu. Okay, so My Media is going to be your tab that shows your video and your photos that you've imported for your projects. I'm going to skip over that for right now, and I'm going to skip over audio right now too. I'm going to start with titles and backgrounds. So in particular, I'm going to go to backgrounds. So we've got different maps, and the cool thing is some of these maps are interactive. We've got, for example, the curtain. I know underwater is interactive, and if you're not sure, you can actually hover and run your cursor over it, and you can see like it looks like it gives a little underwater effect. The curtain kind of moves a little bit. The maps show you can actually put different destinations in. So if you're doing a travel video, you can put a start and a stop destination. But if you keep scrolling, there's also some sort of classic. You've got just solid colors. Just for the sake of simplicity, I think I'm just going to pick a solid color. So you have two options. First, I'm going to click, I'll just pick blue, my favorite color. So I can click and I can actually drag it down to my workspace, okay? Or if I double click, it automatically adds it. When you start getting a lot of different elements, I don't really like to double click, I like to drag because I don't necessarily create videos from start to finish, from the beginning to end. So I like to actually drag and drop. So like I said, all you do, and I'll delete this, you just click, hold down your cursor and drop your element. Now I know I have this blue background right now. I have it set to run for 4 seconds. That's what this is telling me. If I want to make it last for longer, I can drag it out, make it shorter, that kind of thing. And another way to change your timing on it is if I double click on it and I go up here to the eye, it says duration. I can say 5, hit enter, it automatically adjusts. Now, I'm going to add my title, and actually I want to change that back. I'm going to add a title over top of it because I don't want just a plain blue background. So if I click titles, you see there's lots of options, and once again these have effects too, so if you hover over them you'll see what they look like. And some of them are a little more crazy than others. One has kind of a little pop effect. This one's always really popular with students, scrolling credits. A little boogie lights is fun. So I'm going to go with pixie dust. So I click on pixie dust, and I actually want pixie dust to show up over top of the blue background, because if I drag it down on its own, and I'll show you, if I drag it down on its own, it's going to stay with the black background, okay? But if I drag it above, it will change to a blue background. Now, once I've put it down above the background, it gives me the chance to change the letters in here. So I'll just type in some letters. I'm going to save my work with my little check mark, and I notice, oh wow, this doesn't quite match up, so I'm going to reconfigure it so that they line up. Now I want to preview what I did. You have this line right here, and all I'm doing is moving my finger on the touchpad and not clicking. So this line is kind of a quick preview if I just want to kind of see what I'm doing. But if I actually want to play the video as if it was finished, all I have to do is get the line right there and hit my space bar. Okay, and space bar will also pause it. So space bar will pause or start and stop your what you've got going on in your workspace, no matter wherever this line is. So if I start it right here, that's where it starts previewing. Okay. So as you start getting more elements down in the workspace, you'll see that it gets a little crowded. Like right now, this particular element that's not that long takes up my whole workspace window. So that's where you can actually zoom in and zoom out, which is right here. I usually put about midway, and then I can start to see all the different elements down here. And it's so if you zoomed in like that, it gets smaller. If you zoom out, it's longer. Doesn't mean that you've actually made your clip last longer. It just means that you can actually see more on your screen, all the different elements. It's just zooming in and out of your project. So take a look through all of these different title slides. There's lots of different ones. Take a look at all the different backgrounds because any of them can be layered on top of one another. It's kind of like a cake. You've got the background as the cake itself, and then you've got the title as sort of the frosting that gives it a little more pizzazz.